Hi, we're back. Welcome to part 2 of frequently asked questions, and we'll move on to the second page of the frequently asked questions. I'll hit a couple of highlights here. One of the questions, a little more than halfway down, says, are radiation therapy classes offered in the evenings? Typically, the classroom classes are offered during the days, sometimes during Mondays through Fridays. The clinicals are only available Mondays through Fridays, something close to an 8 to 5 kind of thing. So the only time we really have any evening classes at this point is we've got a lab instructor that, since he treats patients during the day, the only time he can teach the labs is in the evening. So we do have once a week lab for the first 3 semesters of the program that's held in the evenings. Other than that, everything else is Monday through Friday during the day. So if you're thinking of working while you're attending radiation therapy school, then I think I highly advise you to seek employment that will occur during the evenings or weekends. Weekends I think works best because, say if you work every weekday evening, well, say for instance we've got a Monday, Wednesday class with me. And if I assign or I make a lecture on Mondays, then I'm going to give you a quiz over that lecture on Wednesday. If you work Monday night, you go to clinic all day Tuesday, and then you work Tuesday night, kind of makes it hard to study for the quiz. Now, people do what they have to do. I remember when I was in radiation therapy school, I worked 32 hours a week on average at different places. I'd go to 2 different places to work, and I worked evenings, and I just kind of did what I had to do. I just recognized that I wouldn't get home from work until like 11 o'clock at night, and that's when I could start studying. I just realized I wasn't going to get a whole lot of sleep during those 2 years of radiation therapy school, but I got to pay the rent, got to buy food and stuff, so you do what you do. But that's just my advice, is if you can find something on weekends, then maybe you can rack up a lot of hours on the weekends and still be able to have evenings and maybe some time on the weekends for studying and something of a social life, hopefully. The first keyword for this section is razor. Razor. More and more of our classes, by the way, the next question underneath that is, are classes offered online? We're moving towards being able to offer our entire program online, at least all the classroom classes and the clinicals and stuff. All the details will be worked out about that at a later time. We'll update packet information as that comes closer. But we are offering some of our classes online, and those classes that are offered online are only available online. So you can't take them face-to-face, you have to take them online. That being the case, you have to have a good computer, something relatively new, something fast. I recommend high-speed internet, DSL or cable, whatever, but not dial-up. And I think having typing skills is going to be very helpful, especially with respect to turning in assignments. I recommend people be able to type at least 25 words a minute, or you're going to be spending a lot of time on your online classwork and stuff. Also, I'm going to require you to get an external hard drive, and I'll give you more details about that if you're accepted into the program. So that's some information about classes being offered online. The next page says radiation therapy about the curriculum, and your next keyword is galaxy. Galaxy. This about the curriculum just gives some very general information about the radiation therapy program and how the curriculum is handled. We've got 3 components to our curriculum. We've got classroom classes, and I teach all of those. We've got labs, and I mentioned I've got a lab instructor for that. And we've got clinicals, which the state of Texas calls practicums. The practicums are actually where you spend the vast majority of your training time in radiation therapy at Amarillo College. Typically, it varies from semester to semester how much time you have in the clinic, but typically in the first couple of semesters of the program, you're in clinic about 2 full days a week, like 7:45 to 5 o'clock. And in the last year of the program, you're in clinic 3 full days a week, give or take a little bit. So a lot of clinical time. And nearly every, I think every allied health program is really pretty much just like that, laid out just like that, where you spend a couple of days a week in the first year, 3 days a week in the second year, and you get most of your learning by hands-on, by doing it, by just being there and seeing, watching, and over more and more time participating more and more and more. So the vast majority of your time is spent in the clinicals. It's really kind of an apprenticeship is what it amounts to, like student teaching or something like that. So we really are true, firm believers in lots of clinical time to really just do it again and again and again. The About the Curriculum page also kind of directs the student to parts of the catalog where if you have more specific questions about what classes fit the needs of the social and behavioral science requirement or math requirement. There's some information about that. I'll talk about that some more in the next section in the degree plan as well. So that's all for the frequently asked questions, part 2.